So dudes, welcome to the Gregor Gaming Experience. In this episode, controller versus mouse and keyboard. Which one of these are you bringing into battle without any aim assist at all? If you say that you're gonna bring the controller, I think you might be a crazy person, or you're not really good at using the mouse and keyboard, because both of these options without any kind of modifications done in terms of the aiming input, some kind of aim assist, mouse and keyboard is going to come out on top. You're going to get much more precise control over your shot placement, more precise control over your aiming point, and another thing is that movement techs are easier to do with the keyboard because your WASD is independent of your aiming point. I hit my monitor with my mouse. But with some kind of aim assist, it's a little bit more fair. And this is something that people have been talking about with Call of Duty for a long time, ever since cross-platform play was introduced. Now, I'm of the opinion that aim assist is necessary for mouse and keyboard players and controller players to be on a competitive level. However, there is a point where you can go too far, and it looks like we finally settled a debate on this one because Scump has announced officially it's a lot. It's a lot of aim assist. Roll the clip.
Side.
Aim assist is just so great, bro. Like nowadays in COD, like they took out so much of the skill of aiming with like controller with dynamic aim assist. It's actually like, dude, you don't even have to aim anymore. Like, not even trolling. It's like so easy to shoot nowadays compared to back.
So that pretty much settles it, right? The best COD player of all time basically said, yeah, aim assist is pretty fucking broken right now. There's pretty much no reason in a competitive environment, right? If you're going to play for money, there's no reason to bring a mouse and keyboard. And Call of Duty is not the only situation like this. For the professional Halo scene, the Halo players have the option of playing either on controller or mouse and keyboard. Guess what everybody uses? Controller. Now, I'm not saying that this doesn't take skill to use in the environment that you are playing in versus other people who are using controllers. Obviously, if everybody has the same level of input, it's a totally different thing. But when we're talking about cross-platform play, it gets into kind of a little bit of a gray area. And at that point, I personally would be more comfortable with a mouse and keyboard just because that's the input that I've been playing with for 7 years. But if I was playing with controller the entire time, I wouldn't want to switch to mouse and keyboard. I wouldn't have any incentive or logical reason to do so. But of course, you know, because this is the internet and people don't like hearing things that they don't like to hear, what we're going to do instead is say, stop crying on aim assist in every game. Let us play peacefully. So even with Scump, freaking Scump, we still got people going, well, like, no, dude, there's no, like, this is, this is ridiculous. And I can show you what it looks like too. Now, this is for a system that was implemented in Call of Duty 2019, Modern Warfare, the reboot, the first time. This is called rotational aim assist. I don't know if this is the current iteration of how it works in Modern Warfare 2. I'm assuming that it's either been nerfed or what we have in Modern Warfare 2 is going to be comparable to this. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can have really broken aim assist. It is not impossible to create an aim assist for a controller scheme when you are comparing it against other people using mouse and keyboard with no aim assist. It is possible to overtune it. Yes, controllers need some kind of help. This is a worse control scheme with no additional computerized input. But here, let's just watch and I'll show you what I mean. So mind you, for all these clips, this person is not using the right stick at all. What they're doing instead is they're using the computer to gauge the actual general idea of how the target is moving around. So you can see that there's tracking input with this, right? There's even a little bit of deviation here. Mind you, there's no input here. So we have tracking going on with moving targets. Tracking is notoriously difficult for controller players to do, right? We have tracking as the target is moving away. So what you're doing is you're basically leading with the aim assist and then making adjustments with the right stick. But this is with no right stick input. None. None. Look at that. Look at that. You can literally track upward deviation, upward downward deviation. I mean, this is what we're looking at. This is crazy. This is nuts. So you can basically just face check wantonly, and you'll get a really, really good estimation of where you can get your shot placement. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have any issue playing with mouse and keyboard when I'm playing Call of Duty. I don't really have anything on the line when I'm playing Call of Duty, except maybe a little bit of my ego. But at the end of the day, I'm not playing for money. I don't really give a crap about playing COD like the right way, the professional way. I use a lot of unconventional weapons in the game as is. I actually get a lot more satisfaction out of dunking on controller players with my mouse and keyboard if I'm being 100%. But the thing is, if we're going to have a logical debate about this, if we're going to have an actual debate, it's not really a debate. At least I don't believe it's a debate. Now, something that's interesting is that Rainbow Six Siege, a game which many of you are going to be familiar with, Rainbow Six Siege is adding crossplay very soon. And the thing that's interesting concerning controller play with Rainbow Six Siege on consoles is that there isn't any kind of aim assist at all for the controller. And that's something that actually draws a lot of people to the game on console, which is something that I didn't really know about. The overwhelming majority of people who play Rainbow Six Siege are on consoles. In fact, the overwhelming majority of people who play FPS games in general, I guess aside from really, really high-profile sort of esports-centric kinds of titles like Valorant and CSGO, pretty much everybody plays on consoles. So if we're going to have a debate about crossplay, and we're going to try to put everybody in a fair kind of lobby, we can't have reservations about what control scheme is more fair than the other one when one of them is getting automated input to a point where it's doing things that a very skilled, or at least moderately skilled, mouse and keyboard player can do with absolutely no input on the part of the controller player. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's smart to go into the debate not recognizing that. But that's just one guy's opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, Twitter is not a real place.